All right. Hi. This is officially A&K After Hours now. My name's Austin,
My name is Khalil.
and today is the inaugural episode, which is such a fun word we get to use because this has been in the making for like what feels like 6 years. We missed our chance pre-COVID when we had the idea originally, and then during COVID, everyone on the planet started a podcast. So now we're just contributing to the amount that there already exists in the in the world. But today we're going to be talking about a Thanksgiving theme because that's about it's November 23rd when we're filming this. Let's see how long it takes me to edit. I'll put a little, you'll see it. We'll get it. Anyway,
We'll see. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So with Friendsgiving, I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do. Is when I originally had the idea, Khalil had texted me after I said let's do a Thanksgiving episode, Friendsgiving episode. Khalil was like, "Oh, well, we're gonna be recording the day after I have a Friendsgiving." So Khalil just finished having Friendsgiving.
I did. I did. Just
And I want Khalil to start by saying, so when did it start and when did it end?
okay. Started at 4, and that was just initial. People get here. Dinner was at 6.
Dinner was at 6.
So gave people a couple of hours to mingle, have some snacks before the main meal.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I guess I got a lot of questions about this. So like for your Friendsgiving, how many people did you have over? What was the final tally there?
We had 12 people.
12 people. So 12 total or 14 with you and Alita?
It would be 14 total.
Okay, so 14 people. I haven't seen your new place, so I don't know how big it is. How did it feel like a lot of people at that number? Did it feel right? Did it feel too small? Where did you fall in that category?
I think it felt just big enough. I gotta
Just big
yeah.
enough.
Our living room and dining room are connected, and it's pretty spacious. So
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I'll have to come see that soon. Okay, so
you better.
that was part of it. Was how big, how many? So you said 14's right in that comfort zone. I'm trying to think for me if 14 would be too much. I do feel like for me personally, because of the way I am, I'm such like a host that, and Holly is too. Like we're both just host, and I would have to be so on for so long, and 14 people, 12 others besides us. So let me do some math. It'd be like, okay, I think I would cap it at like 10, so it'd be 12 total.
Yeah.
But obviously that changes based on if we invite more people, etc.
Well, the thing was with for us, it's like some of the people that were invited, also have partners, so they brought their partners. That's
Yeah,
what
and that's what
really,
I'm saying
yeah.
is like, because in my head I would be inviting like, I don't want to say our friends' names because I didn't tell them that I might mention them on this, but like the person's wedding we just went to, that's a duo.
Yep.
A lot of the people that were in the wedding would be a duo. So that's 2, 4, that's 6 people already. You would be another one, so that's another 8. I mean, not another 8, that's 8.
Yeah. So
Then Holly has friends. Oh, dang. God.
see, I think
Okay, so I'd have to subtract 2 people. Well, okay, here's the thing. The tallest friend of ours that was also in the wedding, I won't say his name, but he wouldn't show up. He'd get the invite, but he wouldn't show up. So I guess that makes it 6. Holly would invite for sure. I can think of 2 of her friends. Both of her friends that she would invite are single right now. So, okay, it might end up around 10. It would end up 10 to 12. And I think, okay, so I guess you said the perfect number. Wow, Khalil, good job.
yeah, you are really freaking welcome, my friend. Okay. Well, listen, when it comes to partners, it numbers add up very quickly.
Yeah, no doubt. And so now I guess my next question is how did it go? How was it?
It went really well. A lot of people met for the first time because my girlfriend invited friends from her cohort in graduate school.
Oh, yeah, because these are people you don't know, aren't they?
I've actually met the majority of them.
But
Actually,
are they like all from Ohio people? Because like
they're
so for people that don't know, Khalil and I are from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and they moved to Ohio recently for their partner's college.
listen. No comments about me being in enemy territory. There's your comment. There's your comment right there. Um, so actually, everyone who came today, I have met except for one person. It was the partner of the husband of one of her friends. Met him for the first time today, but everybody else I already knew. That
So they were Ohio people.
I mean, yes and no. Some of them, because it's her cohort from graduate
okay,
school.
I don't mean originally where they're from. I mean, are they from the state of Ohio currently?
Yes, everyone's in Ohio. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, how many people did you know that? Okay, so I need to phrase this differently. Rather than met just one time, have you met any of the people that came more than once?
Yes.
Okay.
So like, we invited one of my friends. I won't say his name.
Oh, okay. So he was there?
He was not able to make it.
Oh, okay. But it is who I'm thinking of, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So
we'll call him Farm Boy.
Literally. He is a farm boy. Just so everyone knows. Dairy farmer.
Milkman. We're going to call him Milkman for the rest of the podcast.
You know what's really funny is he delivers milk.
No way. He actually does.
Yes.
I didn't actually know that.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he wasn't able to make it. So, it was all Alita's friends who are really nice. I consider them people. I consider them all as my friends as well. Just not to the same degree as
right?
Because she's the one who knows them well. So
it's gonna be fun. I just realized, and this is staying in the podcast, how freaking hard it's gonna be to edit since I didn't record your audio at the same time as mine because they're gonna be overlapping at times. That's on me. But I'll figure that out for next time on Dragon Ball Z. So you ate at 6, right? Because they came over at 4.
Yep.
Now, were there other people? This kind of leads into one of the other questions I have written down. Sorry, I keep not looking at you viewers. I am looking at the questions I wrote down.
And I am looking at him. My screen is over there.
Yeah. One of my questions up here was... what dishes do people bring? So, like, here's an answer. So, if I did Friendsgiving, if I was the host, I would feel necessary to make a main thing. Now, I don't really actually like turkey. It also takes too long to prepare. I might make, like, a ham. I might do, like, a big, oh, you know what? Just to be weird, I might do a lasagna because I'm good at cooking, and I think I could pull off a fat, good lasagna, and then everyone could enjoy it because it doesn't have to have meat. But as the host, what foods did y'all provide?
We did. This is where things get complicated because there are people who are have dietary restrictions.
So that's a question for later.
Okay.
I literally have a little preview for our show sheet.
Okay.
In my show sheet, I wrote down to ask Khalil later. Should you even try to respect dietary restrictions?
All right,
we're going to talk about that later.
I'll get to that later. So we had mashed potatoes. And then we had smashed potatoes.
I don't know the difference.
So smashed potatoes are literally just smashed. Smashed. So like they're just barely broken up basically and
so like chunky.
Yeah, and then roasted in the oven. Still have the skins on, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I think I know. I don't know if I would have called it that, but I think I know what you're describing.
Yeah. So we had mashed potatoes, smashed potatoes.
Did you make mac and cheese?
No.
Did somebody bring mac and cheese?
Let me just finish this, okay? We're going.
Okay.
Fine. We did stuffing.
Nice.
And what was it? Lettuce and radish salad and cranberry sauce.
That sounds awful.
It's all right. I guess I'm not that.
I'm sure you all liked it, but as somebody who eats like a select 4 vegetables, that sounds awful. I was gonna
say like radishes are a very acquired taste.
Yeah, it's a very I don't want to use the word controversial, but I'm gonna.
I like parsnips better. Yeah, we didn't do mac and cheese. My girlfriend wanted to do mac and cheese, but it would have been too much because she wanted to do the cooking. So our guest just brought in like dessert.
Oh,
Um,
okay. See, now if I was hosting, I would do like one big thing and a small side, which the side is automatically mac and cheese. Everyone can deal with it.
mhm.
But I would probably have everyone bring a side, and I would probably figure out, because if I know who's coming and I know them well enough, I would pick one person to be like, "Can you make stuffing?"
No, yeah.
Because it is a task, and like I would just do the kind of like, you can bring it over if you come early, and I'll put it in our oven, so
Hmm.
you don't have to worry about transferring it hot.
Yeah.
But I definitely think I would require. I don't know. I think I know my friends well enough. Like, I don't know Holly's friends well enough, but I think I know our friends well enough to where I'd be like, "Hey, you bring mac. I'm making mac and cheese. You bring some form of potato. You bring stuffing. You bring a dessert."
Mm.
And our laziest friend, I'd be like, "Just bring chips and soda."
Literally. Um, so like my girlfriend loves to cook, so that's why she took over and did all that. And then others brought the dessert stuff.
Okay.
We did have someone bring like paper plates and plastic
Oh yeah,
utensils
I
and
didn't think about
cups.
that. That's nice.
So we don't have to wash dishes. So that was really good. Um, but yeah, you want to go into
We should make biodegradable paper plates so that like you can not throw them away, but like if you have a compost bin, that'd be a pretty sick thing to. Can you compost paper plates?
I feel like
Or would it
there's
not break down well
I
enough?
feel like there's something in some kind
Yeah,
of
the wax
yeah.
coating.
There are biodegradable um plates.
Oh, there are.
I
Oh,
believe
cool. Never
so.
mind.
Yeah.
All right, I'd have them bring those if they were accessible.
And I know there are some restaurants that use those like biodegradable containers for to go
Yeah, I've seen
orders. Yeah.
those. Yeah, because like Holly brought up a really good point that because of who you and I are, we should probably, even if it's not planned, this podcast should have at least like one segment every time about something about promoting a social justice or social environmental business idea or person. And I really liked that idea.
That is a really good
Um,
idea.
it's going to come naturally, but the fact that if we take time to like think and plan it out as well, I think that'd be a sweet thing to have in this, because there's if you haven't figured it out by now, friends, this podcast is just, I put it in the leisure category because I don't like to be tied down. Except, whoa, that was going to get weird. I was going to say by my girlfriend, but I meant like marriage wise in the future, but it would have sounded,
That would have sounded
yeah,
that would have sounded the other way.
like a turkey. No,
Tied down like a turkey.
you have to cook them tied. So like the
Uh,
legs don't expand and blow up and all weird stuff. That's why like in cartoons and movies you always see them like with the little culinary rope, and then they put the little fake paper shoes on them.
Okay, see, I
Um,
would have never known this. I don't eat turkey. I wouldn't
I
never
know.
be. I'm letting the viewers know that I
Oh,
would
right.
never be cooking a turkey.
I hate turkey. I won't be cooking one either. I don't like many bird meats. Like I don't even really like chicken that much unless it's like fried and on a sandwich. Like I'm a big fried chicken sandwich guy. And wings because I like hot stuff. So that's more just because like it's an outlet for hot sauces more than actually the wings itself. I really like duck,
No, okay.
which sucks because like I hate the idea of eating duck for some reason. But I just duck wings.
It's.
The few times I've had it has been so much significantly better than chicken.
I feel like it would be gamey.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's because they're a bigger bird. They're more like, it's greasier for sure. Like it's insane how much more greasy duck
If
is
you've
than in
okay,
chicken.
for anyone who's watching or listening to this, if you've ever seen like um, Beijing duck, that stuff is greasy as all hell.
It's also a basketball team.
The Beijing Ducks are a basketball team. I wish I would have gone to see them play while I was in Beijing. That would have been awesome.
That would have been. But yeah, so when it comes to this, so a little background for the viewers and listeners. Khalil's partner, Alita, it's gluten free, right?
Yes.
So
Yes,
that's
yeah,
automatically a dietary restriction. But here's the thing. And Khalil's a vegetarian. So they come in hard with restrictions. But I have on our show sheet, that was hard. Do you have to respect others' dietary restrictions? And the reason I say that is because there's two parts of my brain. The first part being, if you have dietary restrictions, you best be bringing something you can eat then. Because I'm going to make what I want to make if I'm the host. Plain and simple. And because most of my friends don't have dietary restrictions. Like if Khalil's coming, I'm going to have options naturally because side dishes are vegetarian. Like mac and cheese is good to go. I might have mashed potatoes. I might have, something, sweet potato, like candied sweet, you know what I mean? So things Khalil could eat. But when it comes to like the gluten-free, I've never made anything gluten-free. So it would be very hard for me to like even want to, let alone try to. No, if it's no offense to
Honestly,
Alita, it's just like you know what the hell I mean.
It can be tricky sometimes too.
So that's what I'm saying is like, do
gluten-free.
you respect others' dietary restrictions? Do you think if you're the host?
When you're the host,
Because it's automatic for you too. Like there's not many other unless the person's like full vegan and you can't use dairy products. You two are automatically going to respect most people's dietary
and that's
restrictions.
actually what I was gonna to bring up. Because of the celiac and me being a vegetarian, it's kind of easy for us to respect dietary restrictions. Let's see, we had one person that was lactose intolerant, but I mean, we didn't cook anything with dairy. Nothing we had needed dairy. Well, I guess the mashed potatoes had butter, so she couldn't.
Yeah, but butter's really they're that lactose intolerant. They couldn't eat butter that's cooked into mashed potatoes.
I guess there was some milk in there too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because that feels
Butter
like
and milk.
you can't go to restaurants then.
Right. So, yeah, it wasn't a problem for them at all. Now, I think a nut allergy.
Yeah, answer for others. What do you think with other people?
Oh.
Should other
Well,
that are hosting, do you think they should respect it?
Sorry, I was gonna
Or tell the people
I was
to-
gonna bring up nut allergy. That is a very serious allergy, and
Oh yeah, that one I would respect.
So-
That's an allergy.
So
I'm saying choices.
Yeah. So-
if the person chooses to be gluten free or vegetarian,
Okay,
I'm gonna be
wait,
like,
wait,
you
wait.
chose that.
If they choose to be gluten free, then you absolutely do not. Because if someone is actively making the choice to be gluten free, they themselves don't understand why anyone would be gluten free. They don't know why they're gluten free because it doesn't help anything.
Yeah, we've been eating gluten since the dawn of man. They gotta catch up with the program. They decided to step backwards
Right.
in evolution.
Anyone who can't have gluten is not doing it by choice. They're
No.
doing it because it will give them serious health complications.
Absolutely.
So most people who have to be gluten free are going to bring their own thing anyway. But if it comes to others, I mean, typically you're gonna have something for everybody.
Yeah, right.
So I don't, and then you can. I think it's good to say, you can even give your menu, and it's like if you want to add anything, please do.
That's fair. We live in the time of it's so funny how like all of my planning skills come from our parents. So like there's so much like calling, texting, having a grandmother call the second cousin to see like if they can bring something. Whereas we live in the modern age, and since we belong to the millennial classification of Pokemon, we can send out Google forms.
Yep.
And be like, dog, fill this out. Tell me what you're gonna bring, and then everyone can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like stupid easy. But like I don't think of that automatically. I inherently go to, I gotta call and text everybody. I'm like such an old man in some random ways until I'm doing it, and then I'm like, why am I doing this? And then I just switch to doing the easier thing.
I do that too sometimes. It's easy to fall into, I think, like because I mean we did still have like our childhood wasn't as easy.
Yeah,
as
let's just put it out. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you grew up a millennial, you probably just like, why don't they think of that? If you grew up a poor millennial, you're with us.
Yeah.
You get what we're talking about. But yeah, it's like it's so interesting that so you kind of agree with me where it's like unless it's a health one, I'm not respecting your dietary restrictions.
Yeah, I don't. At that point, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the a-hole. So you started at 4. You said it ended like 10 because of people.
So we did start at 4, and the last 2 people went home after 10. Um,
I would have fought
and
him.
I I wanted it to be over, but my girlfriend was talking to it was the two people who were left were in her cohort, and they were chatting. It was lovely to see. They were enjoying themselves, and my girlfriend lost track of time. She was the true host. I was just,
Yeah, you and I are different people. I would have like brought my PlayStation into the living room and turned it on.
That's so. That's
It's not even a joke. I would have. Just no cares.
That is
As much as I
that
love
is
Holly,
really
if it was
funny.
especially, I mean, because if it's my friends, I'm just gonna stand and be like, "Hey, dog, appreciate you coming." Give them a big bear hug, and then just look them in their eyes until they start turning around to leave.
Okay, see, and that's the thing. It's like because they weren't people that I invited. They're not, I'm not close with them or anything. So that's why I didn't feel like it was my place. I'm just like
Oh, I
I'm
get
like
that,
hinting,
absolutely.
like, "Hey, I'm tired over here."
Yeah, no, I literally, I don't even care if Alita sees this. I was texting Khalil ways to get rid of people.
He was
I was like,
like,
hey, you just start patting your legs. You say, well, it was a great night. Start stretching, start yawning.
"Well,
These are the
guess I should
classic
be hitting
dad
the old
moves.
dusty trail.
Yeah, exactly. These are the
I'm leaving."
dad. You go start their car for them. You're like, when did they get our keys?
I'm gonna eat me a kiwi.
That's so funny. Did you say you're gonna eat a kiwi?
I have kiwi. I do.
Okay, and I can't see Khalil. They
Yeah,
can see
I
me.
can see
We're
it.
gonna figure this out for next time. I didn't. Okay. Anyway, so you had people over at 4. When would you have wanted the last? If it was a perfect ideal world,
9
would you have
o'clock.
wanted them gone? 9. Damn, that's still. I would have said 8.
I feel like 9 gives everyone a good feel.
Because I think the way I imagine it is, if I'm having people over at 4, which I actually, because in the show sheet, that's so hard for me to say. What the hell? I do have what time does it start, what time should it end, how long should it last type kind of combined. For me, I think 4 is a good start because 4:30 maybe even just because like who knows if they're working.
Right.
But because that way you could have, especially if it's like you and your partner, like if people came over, and it's a majority my friends, Holly and I would probably have a thing where I would probably be prepping until people got there, and then she would take over with food and cooking while I, introduce people, sit down, be like, hey, this is, okay, and then run back in the kitchen every now and then when they're talking to each other, and then kind of flip flop as like let Holly go out there for, kind of do an interchangeable go, tag team, tag in, tag out, and then, eventually things would be like just getting everything's prepped and ready. It's just like the final main piece of resistance. Like I imagine I'd make a ham or a lasagna. So why that's in its last 30 to an hour of cooking, but everything else is ready to throw in the oven with it in the last 10-15 minutes. Go do socialness, eat. And then this is how I would have it. So this was part of the show sheet, so I'll read it. The rest of it says, and what do you do? Do you play board games? Do you play? So video games could be in it if you're in our friend group. But like if it was some of our friends, even at the wedding we went to in the bridal shower house, like I brought my PS5 and we were playing Call of Duty and MLB when the girls were out doing things. And then we were watching TV on it when everyone was there. And then at night, I had Jackbox, which is like the piece de resistance game for social gatherings. It's stupid, perfect for everything, any situation, always. So like we did that. But if it was a Friendsgiving, I would probably, I think, do a movie or a show in the background while we play board games and card games, and then maybe with dessert end with a Jackbox game before I kick people out of my house because I want my goddamn time alone. You didn't laugh, so now I sound like an a-hole.
You got a chuckle out of me. I thought it was funny.
Good. I just can't see your face, so I just heard audio silence, and I was like, great. I'm rude. But no, like I think that's how I would want it to be. So tell me what you all did, and tell me, would you have changed anything, and if so, what would you have wanted? You know what I mean? Just get going on that. Tell me how it went.
So we had music going in the background.
Fair.
So found something real chill to put on, everyone was vibing. Hell, it was like a DJ mix.
Big Booty Mix
Like
Volume 38.
no, so like my girlfriend's really into these DJ mixes, and it's like a DJ setup, wherever they're playing, and there's like multiple different cameras showing them from different angles, and it's just like
Oh, like live
it's like
sets?
a live set, yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
We actually had this one on where this the guy was doing a set, and he just had his cat in the room. The cat literally stayed on the stool, and he had a little cat cam.
Send me the link later, and I'll put a little screen grab of it in the editing.
All right, I sure will. It was a good one. It was a vibe. Everyone was just listening to it, vibing with it, and chatting. So like a big thing that we like is to have our guests talk to each other.
Well, yeah, I think you
Right.
can still do that with a thing in the background,
Yeah.
like a movie or TV, because it's more just there for the silent
Yep.
moments, and maybe you see an actor, and then that jumps the conversation, like, oh, did you see what project they worked on?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm more of the film guy than you. Like,
Yeah.
you and I both like TV a lot, but I'm like a huge movie person.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not as big into movies as you are. I won't lie. But I am excited to do our movie episode.
Episode 2 spoilers, none right now, but now you know what it's about. All right, so you had music on. Did you do board games? Did you just talk the whole time?
So it was mostly chatting and watching the DJ sets.
Okay.
Because there's like sometimes they're alone, but sometimes they're at an actual like function, and you see just
Right.
interesting things and that.
Oh, absolutely.
So we had those going. But yeah, talking was most of the entertainment, which I really like. But then I would like as for preparing, my girlfriend did all the preparing. Hours before the party. Just had everything prepped to put in the oven. Nothing took too long.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously, if you have a turkey, it's gonna be a little longer. But
Yeah. I'm glad I never had
and
to deal with
then
that.
and then like her and I would both be mingling amongst our guests, and I would like one of us would sneak away to do something. I was sneaking away to clean up as things went along,
Right.
because I wasn't about to do a huge ass cleanup at 11 o'clock.
No.
But yeah, no.
Would you do you wish you all did any board games or card games?
No, actually,
Okay.
yeah. I think if it was my friends, probably board games. I think it really depends on the people coming. Like I know a lot of like everyone enjoys board games. We had a party last month where we actually put out a puzzle to work on.
Yeah, that's very. I hate that we're millennials, but that's very. Yeah, that makes sense.
And that was a pretty big hit. Everyone
I would
liked-
enjoy
yeah.
that. My ADD would just lock in.
I-
I would so to quote a really funny thing I heard earlier today is I would just go full socially awkward cousin, and I wouldn't talk for like an hour straight.
Well, I was gonna say, some of our guests are definitely neurodivergent, so.
Oh, I am. So
Yeah, they definitely love it.
I mean, that they don't. Now they do, but like I wasn't going to use the word that I actually heard. So I said socially awkward instead. It wasn't like a bad word. It was just, a diagnostic word.
Yep. But yeah, no, puzzles are fun. This was a magic puzzle, so
Magic like the Gathering or
No.
like fantasy?
magic like it's a special type of puzzle where you can like rearrange it after you finish the initial puzzle, and then you fit like sections together in a different way to like unlock like a secret to the puzzle.
I don't like that.
Dude, it's
I just want to steal the Declaration of Independence and find the map on the back.
It's so much fun. On it, like straight up, it's a little
That made me uncomfortable.
really.
The idea of a puzzle having multiple ways you could put a piece together makes me want to punch something. Oh my
Like
god!
yeah, so
This is my now
you have to-
neurodivergence.
You have to do it in sections, and initially they fit together as one puzzle, and then you just move them, and it's awesome. I really really enjoyed
I'm
that
sure
part.
once I saw it,
Yeah.
I would get over the actual physical anxiety I'm experiencing right now.
The hardest part was where like some of the pieces were shaped really weird. So you're
Yeah, I
like,
think that's where I'm freaking
I was
out. Is
like,
like I
what?
can only imagine how they would have to be shaped.
Yeah, they were shaped so wonky
I
at
don't.
points.
Ugh, my human brain doesn't like that.
But yeah, so that's typically how our parties go.
Okay, cool.
Mostly chatting. Maybe
Good
a
to
puzzle.
know. So now, okay, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, a fun fact. I'm a hot jazz person. Like I know I don't play jazz around other people, but when it comes to like the holidays, I listen to a lot of like actual jazz music for my like Thanksgiving and Christmas music. Like I'm very like classical when it comes to Christmas music, not like Beethoven classical, but like I very much am like the Nat King Cole, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra's, and all the people from that era, crooners and swing music people. But I also really love jazz. Like I don't listen to jazz when I'm with other people unless it's the holidays. Like I almost just said closeted jazz fan, but that's not right. I'm just like it's much more to myself.
Right.
And I don't know if that's like because of being a violinist for 14 years or if I just naturally like it. But like there's something about instrumental music in a way, or like club jazz, not like hot swingy jazz, but like the kind that you would go to an actual club and like there would be like the stereotypical woman in the beautiful red shiny dress doing like the low slow vocals like but so like
sorry, I watched a movie yesterday that just reminded me of a part in that movie.
which movie?
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Oh, you rewatched it. I didn't realize you rewatched it that recently when you was talking to me about it yesterday. That's awesome.
I was watching it yesterday.
It's so
Great
good.
movie.
It's so good. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. Anyway, but yeah, so like I'm a big jazz person, but I feel like for a holiday party, whether Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's, I wouldn't be the closeted jazz fan. I would just like actually put it on because like that's such a vibe. And I'll put up an image for our fans that don't know, but like one of my favorite things in the world is when they used to call people that I was obsessed with as a kid, they're called beatniks, and it sounds so freaking offensive, but it literally just means like a New York hipster that liked jazz and art in like the 70s and 80s. And I love that lifestyle. Well, because like it's not hipster like we think of today at all. It was like I snap when a slam poetry is done, and then I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette in a club where they're playing intense amounts of trumpet and jazz with a bass, just thumping with it. Like it's such a vibe that feels unattainable in some aspects, even though it's not. Like we can never have the pureness that they had at that time, even though a lot of it was being pretentious, a lot of self fart sniffing in the room, I'm sure. But like in reality, you can't recreate that because it was original then.
Right.
Now it'd be a replication of that. Like it's so like that's what's interesting about the modern day hipster is like they try to continuously push these boundaries, and like there's nothing more cringy in the world than the 2010s hipsters. The curly cube mustache, big black rimmed glasses that didn't actually have glasses in them,
That one
and the man bun, suspenders on top of a flannel. Everything about them makes me want to not hurt them, but like if we were playing kickball, I would very purposely aim it at their face.
Yep.
And it just bothers me. So like the original beatniks, man, there's just something so special about that era that just like and like I'm not a freak who's like, if I could time travel. No, time travel's stupid. Anyone who says that is either a racist or something way worse towards women. That's a personal thought of mine, and I'm going to hold on to that one because I actually kind of do believe that it was a lot of a joke right there, but part of me actually believes what I just said.
I feel like it wasn't inaccurate. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. They're always like, I want to go back to the 50s, except without all the racism. Like, do you? If you say
so
that, are you not going to talk about the inequity of sexes in that? It's just racism.
It's so interesting because like when I was a kid, and I would say that like I want to go see dinosaurs, and that's the only like association that I have in my head when I think time travel.
Dog, check me on the Silk Road, seeing how much opium people were doing. Like that's the stuff I would go see. I'm not going to go back to the 50s or the 20s. Get out of here. Back to Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So this doesn't have to be the Friendsgiving. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Oh, macaroni and cheese.
Interesting. Mine is straight up stuffing because it's the only time of year you can have it, which is dumb. I really like ham. I like potatoes. I like mac and cheese, but you can have those all the time.
I guess one could make the stuffing from scratch.
Well, yeah, I mean, my family does, but they just, you know what I mean? It's like a once a year thing. It's meant to go inside of the bird's cavity. It's called stuffing.
True. I don't know why. I just have this idea of people only eating stuffing like out of the bird.
Well, because nobody does that anymore.
Okay.
It's low key. My family has never put it in the bird. Thank God. I would have never eaten it. I would have grown up being like, I don't want that butthole bread.
True. That is a great point.
No, I'm very thankful my Nana makes it outside of the bird because it's my favorite food in Thanksgiving. Anywhere I go, it's like the thing I even told Holly our first like year dating because I went to her family's Thanksgiving and I'm doing that again this year. I remember like driving up there and like she thought I was joking, but in my most like neurodivergent way, I looked her dead in her eyes and I was like, if your family's stuffing sucks, I don't know how I'm gonna react.
Oh no.
And she thought it was funny. She's like, oh, haha. And I was like, I just kind of was like, that wasn't a joke.
I know it's not a joke, but it's such a funny story thinking about it.
We had only been dating for like 6 months or something at that time, too. I was just full on. I actually, after that, when I was just like, it's not a joke, I actually straight up, my follow-up question was, who in your family makes your stuffing?
I think that's a very
She was like,
question.
I don't know. And I was like, is it your grandma? Is it an aunt? Is it your mom? Like, and obviously, like, her dad's the cook, but I didn't know that yet. So she's like, when she was like, it's my dad, I was like, okay, it's either gonna be like S tier or it's gonna be absolute trash then, because I didn't know yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. My Nana's is better, and I don't think that's biased. I think it just has to do with like his was a lot more thick. And stuffing is supposed to be thick. I mean, it's freaking 90% bread or something like ridiculous. But like, I don't think it was broken up enough is probably the words I want to use. And so I think that was why I still prefer the one I grew up with is because it was more, my Nana's is more broken up. So it's easier to like ingest and consume while like, because I'm a big like, I don't like turkey, but I'll eat one piece so that way when I'm like making my plate, they're like, "Oh, you're not gonna have any turkey," because I don't want to deal with conversation like that.
Someone's always gonna ask you. You're not gonna have.
So I always grab just like one piece, and I still eat it. I'm not gonna just leave it on. I don't like wasting food. So like when it's on my plate, I'm gonna eat it. And like I do like a little bit of turkey, big thing of stuffing, dip it in the gravy, eat it, and then save my corn for last because I love corn.
Corn is great.
I do like corn. It's a good palate cleanser. So I usually do that last. And then, so you said mac and cheese is your favorite. Mine is stuffing, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah. I also wanted to say that the first time I ever had stuffing was last year.
What?
Well, yeah. Never had stuffing.
Your family's Islamic. You're not Canadian. You have Thanksgiving.
I know. We do have Thanksgiving, but I've never had stuffing because there's always
your parents just don't make stuff. Or did they and you don't eat it?
There's typically meat in stuffing.
I guess some people do make it with meat. Yeah. Ours doesn't.
No. My family always did.
Well, it's so silly because like you're having meat with the stuffing. You're gonna have either turkey or ham, so just have the whatever.
I don't know. That's how people do it. The first time I ever had it was last year.
Do you like it?
I did. Alita made some that was
gluten-free stuffing.
It was gluten-free and vegetarian.
Oh hell no! I'm not letting you. No. And
it was good. I mean,
you're coming over soon, and I'm gonna make stuffing that's not gluten-free, and you're gonna die and go to heaven.
Wait, you know what's crazy is that yesterday, I actually ended up having not yesterday, Thursday. That's our pizza night, and we usually do oven frozen pizzas.
Yeah, because you could get the celiac-free stuff like the cauliflower.
Yeah, but we accidentally bought the wrong pizzas. So they were just normal pizzas, and I ran back and got gluten free.
But you got to have your own whole regular one.
Yes, but let me tell you, I've gotten so used to having gluten free pizza. I took a bite into that. I was like, this tastes weird.
Oh, it's beginning.
It is beginning.
You're slowly turning into a mutant. I'm sure.
It's been what, 5 months? I've been here for 5 months, and our household is vegetarian and gluten free, so it's like,
so it's a prison.
I forget sometimes how things actually taste. Yeah, so it's not bad. I don't mind.
No, I mean I'm not. Yeah,
you know.
I've had them. They're not terrible, but I don't have to do it, so I don't.
Right.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so mac and cheese. I mean, that's a good guess. I honestly feel like 60+% of the world would answer with that as their favorite part.
But it has to be oven baked.
Yeah. No doubt. My mom grew up.
Top.
She used to make the weirdest mac and cheese in the oven. She would like make regular mac and cheese, and then rather than like baking more cheese on top, she would crush an entire bag of Cheez-Its, pour that on top, and then bake it again.
Cheez-Its is so good.
It slapped.
No, I believe it.
But it was weird. I registered it was weird.
We have made Cheez-Its before.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm not going to plug that video channel because that's for like my kiddos because I'm a teacher. But yeah, there's a video of us out there creating Cheez-Its, and one of them was really good. Really good. And I want to recreate it every now and then because that one, like, we made 2 versions, and the first version where we like made our own recipe slapped.
Yes.
And gosh, I might do that soon. Anyway, yeah, okay, I like it. Now, my next question on our list, which is probably good because we're reaching about the length a podcast should be per episode, so this was perfect. We'll kind of ask this question, maybe do one more conversation after that, and wrap it up. Now, I'm going to read it as I have it written because I think that puts people into my brain really well. So the final question on the show sheet, oh, I said it right that time, says, who should host it? And then in parentheses, it says, what type of friend? The social one, the shy one, the rich one, the poor one.
Oh, wait, what's the first one again?
The social one, the shy one, the rich one, the poor one.
It's either the rich one or the social one.
Right? Because the rich one, bigger house most likely, probably better food, but they also are probably annoying. And so the social one, it's like, I don't know, because I'm the social one, and I know I'm going to want to host it, but, like, I don't know. I feel like, obviously, okay, here's the real answer, and let's see if you concur with this. Yeah. The real answer is you rotate. If it's Friendsgiving, you rotate. If you know you're going to do it next year, somebody else should host it.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with that.
Who do you think hosts the best one?
Out of our friend group?
Well, you could say that, but also the categories. You got twofold now. You can, if you I want to hear both of these now.
I think that is a good question because
I feel like the poor one would be we are the poor one, you and I. Would be, but I'm also the social one, and you're also the shy one. That's the issue with putting people into boxes is nobody fits into one. Yeah. But let's imagine they do. I feel like the poor one would host a banger because like you would have to focus on each other when you're there.
Yes.
Because the rich one would have all the doodads, the gadgets. Let me show you this. I have this. Blah blah blah. Talk about weird things I don't care about, like golf. The shy one, you're probably gonna have a good time, but you're gonna be talking to everyone but the host.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the poor one would host the banger. But what do you think?
I'm split between,
because the social is like it's gonna be fine, but the issue is like, imagine it's like me. I'm gonna try to fit in a lot of things because my brain works that way.
Oh, that's a good point. Ooh, I was split between the social one and the poor one, but after that good take, I think I'm leaning the poor friend. Yeah.
Right? I just think it would be because everyone's going to focus. That's the point of Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving, is to like be thankful for the ones you love and not about these fancy doodads and, you know, your new 56-inch plus plasma flat screen. Like, I don't care, bro.
This guy said 56-inch.
Well, I know we're living in the modern era where people literally have 100-inch TVs, but I do not. That's too much, bro.
The most ridiculous thing is like you would never have a room big enough to justify having a TV that big.
Oh, people have 80-inch TVs now.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like casually.
Yeah, I think it's crazy.
No, it's too much to look at.
Like, your living room is not that big.
Just go to a movie theater for fudge's sake.
Yeah, at that point, watch every movie or every TV show in a movie theater.
Yeah, they're all going down drain. You could probably rent out a whole theater for like $50.
That's a good point.
I can't
Every
say
movie
it. I'll
flops
say
out.
it off recording. I'll tell you a fun thing about renting a theater pretty soon.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I would say for like this hypothetical out of the four, I would also agree the lower income friend is the best one due to the fact that exactly what I was saying. It's about being there with your friends. It's Thanksgiving, and is like that's what the holiday is like. Even in like the school district I work in, they're changing Thanksgiving break to fall break exclusively, and I'm pretty sure the reasoning has to do with like the fact that Thanksgiving takes place during Native American Heritage Month, and they don't want to remind people that there was a genocide of natives after the first Thanksgiving. But in my head, it's like, well, yeah, but the first Thanksgiving was held to literally thank them for helping them cultivate the land. The genocide came later. Let's not murky up these waters here. Let's go ahead and just keep it Thanksgiving, the American holiday that has no religion tied to it. Like, I found that so annoying. Like, I'm a liberal snowflake at times, but that made me feel like a conservative hard ass.
So does the district have a fall break? Like,
No, they're changing the name of Thanksgiving break to fall break. So yeah, technically we have a fall break. It's we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off this coming week.
okay.
So it's not even an actual break. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was fall break, we would have a whole week off.
Because I thought like fall breaks were usually like take like a 3-day week. For most
In my head,
places.
a break means the whole week. So in my head, like, they should just call this like Thanksgiving break, like they always have. But apparently, we're changing it, and that's gonna make me sound super weird and conservative when I'm not. But like, I don't know. It's an American holiday. It has no
it's
religion
weird
tied to
'cause,
it.
Like I'm kind of on two sides on this one. Like one is like, yeah, whatever. But then two, I could just imagine like a rad lib going on about it.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
some, fake ass like trying to be woke.
That's what I'm saying, because it's like, bro, don't celebrate like, I'm all for saying F Christopher Columbus. It's Indigenous Peoples Days in my head for now and forever. Ever since that idea has came to fruition. Like, that's the type of thing you change.
It's weird.
Thanksgiving is an American holiday with no religious ties.
I'm just like, I don't know. It's like the people who try to do things like that when nobody like cares in the first
Nobody's
place.
asking them to.
Nobody asked you to. No marginalized community asked for that.
Yeah, we're marginalizing
Like-
the turkeys.
Like, so I don't know. It's just wasting time on something that nobody
In the butthole bread now.
like nobody thinks about that at all.
No.
So
And so I couldn't believe when that got brought up. I just like literally didn't even say anything, which is hard for me to do normally. I was just like, you know what? I'm going home, man.
deuces.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, so now we have that established of which, if you had to box friends, which boxed friend, who do you think on our friend group would hold the banger?
Wait, you said box?
When I say like social, shy, rich, poor, that's putting people into boxes.
Oh.
So I'm saying not being, we're talking about real humans. Which one of our friends? And if you have to describe them without their names, I will definitely understand. But who was going to throw the banger? Do you think
Who's gonna throw the banger?
of a Friendsgiving?
It's either you or a friend who just got married, honestly.
That was my exact answer as well. I was like, I think I'm number one, and I think our friend who got married is number two. You'd be number three. After that, I'd go with our tall boy, and after that, I'd go with buff boy.
Yeah.
Which,
I agree with
ironically, we all fall into one of these categories. I go social poor, you go shy poor. One of them goes social rich, the other one goes shy rich, and then the other one who just got married, low-key, just kind of falls in social.
Yeah. I
Wild.
100% agree with that.
It's so funny. That's awesome. Well, I think that's really I don't think there's anything on here that we need to answer because, like, I'm pro Friendsgiving. Oh, I guess here's the last question. We'll end on this, and then we'll say our goodbyes. When's the best time to do Friendsgiving? You did it on November 24th, so that means you did it what 4 days before actual Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Now, in my personal opinion, that's too soon. I would have done it a week before if people have the availability and aren't traveling due to it. Now, if all of our friends all of a sudden one day move away and they only come in towards more Thanksgiving, I think your day works perfectly. But I think I would have done it a whole week out on the Friday before the week of Thanksgiving.
I personally think
Wait, that's when you did it. It's Sunday only because it's midnight. So you did it on the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So I'm only a day away from you. Never mind. I think we did you like the day you did it on? Did you wish you did it sooner or later?
um sooner would have been fine. Later, sometimes I think later is okay. Just depends on how soon after.
Yeah, you don't want to do it like the day before.
No, I don't want to do it the day before or a day
If
after.
people have the week off, the Monday might not be bad. Like if
Yeah.
everyone has the Monday and the Tuesday off before Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
that might not be terrible. But I would not press it to that. I
think-
would.
I mean,
Tuesday's even pressing.
I've been to a Friendsgiving that I think was 2 days after.
Oh, after. Yeah, see, I would have to do it before. After is like I'm in Christmas mode. I'm visiting family. I'm doing shopping.
I don't think it was terrible, but I mean, it's hard to do 3 days after because that falls on like a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think if you're gonna do it after, you gotta do that 2 days out,
Yeah.
and that can sometimes feel pushed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you're gonna be so burnt out socially. Like
Yeah.
it's low key easier to be with your friends than your own family.
Yes, it is.
Like family, you love them to death, but they know how to push your buttons like nobody else on this planet. They ask questions your friends aren't going to ask. They're willing to talk about things your friends aren't willing to talk about. So it's like, I need time to recover.
Yep. So I think it's best to keep Friendsgiving before Thanksgiving.
I would 100% agree. I think the last Friendsgiving I did, which is ridiculous, but it just tells you how old we're getting, was I did one every year while I was in college for undergrad. Whew, excuse me. And we would always do it because with being in college, people had to fly home or drive home. So
Yeah.
like we did it like a week and a half out. So it was like the last day of classes before fall break. Because in college, it's actually called fall break because you come back to do finals.
Yep.
So you get 2 weeks off. And so we did it like the last day of classes before fall break. And that was like, it kicked butt because you felt like a good send-off for like the new year because you'd come back, barely see them because of finals, and then all of a sudden it'd be like the winter break. And then you come back to a new semester.
Right.
All right. Well, cool. I mean, hey friends, if you tuned in, whether audio or video, thanks for coming. First episode's now in the books, which is crazy. We're going to film episode 2 tomorrow and pretend like it was like a month or a couple weeks later because that's how podcasting works. You can't seem too eager. It's like when you go on a first date, you can't text them the next morning. Old school rules. But yeah, sweet. Thanks for coming to A&K After Hours, which is ironically perfect of a title for the first episode since right now it's midnight 07. Right here on the Midnight Q with your host,
Sleepy.
Austin the Falcon and Khalil the Mink. All right. I'm so excited. This has been fun. Thank you, Khalil. Thank you, people who listened or watched. You say the last words, Khalil. I've talked a lot.
You did. You stole my airtime. Ass. All right, everybody. Peace.
You gonna say anything else? Oh, all right. Bye, friends. Bye. All right, I'm gonna hit stop recording.